Imagine waking up each morning feeling confident about what you're putting into your body, knowing that each bite you take is working in your favor, not against it. For many of us over 65, this can feel like an elusive goal. We've spent our lives hearing mixed messages about what's healthy, and at times it can seem like every few years there's a new diet or miracle food we're told to try. Yet amidst all the changing trends, there's one item that continues to stand strong: extra virgin olive oil. If you've ever wondered why people keep coming back to this golden liquid, especially as they age, you're not alone. It's a question more seniors are asking, and for good reason. One common challenge we face as we grow older is that our nutritional needs evolve, but our habits often don't keep up. Perhaps you've noticed your doctor emphasizing heart health or warning you about cholesterol. Maybe you've begun to pay closer attention to how quickly you recover after a minor strain, or how food affects your energy levels. The truth is, the type of cooking oil you use can have a remarkable impact on these aspects of health, especially for seniors who may be managing conditions like high blood pressure or joint discomfort. By understanding how extra virgin olive oil fits into daily life, you can make a small change that produces real results. Less stiffness, better digestion, and even a more positive mood. Why does this matter? Because as we age, our bodies demand more thoughtful care. We're often looking for ways to stay mobile, enjoy our favorite activities, and remain as independent as possible. Extra virgin olive oil isn't a cure-all, but it is a time-tested staple that can support heart function, help maintain joint comfort, and add a layer of protective antioxidants that many other oils simply don't provide. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore 5 important insights on why extra virgin olive oil is so valuable after 70, along with plenty of practical tips on weaving it seamlessly into your meals. From selecting the right bottle at the grocery store to discovering new ways to drizzle it on your salads, you'll have everything you need to start using this oil in a way that truly benefits you. Consider this a roadmap for turning a simple kitchen swap into a daily habit that supports better well-being. We'll challenge a few common misconceptions, like thinking all oils are created equal. And we'll discuss how your choice of oil can affect everything from blood pressure to muscle cramping. We'll also talk about small, realistic steps you can take, such as how to dress up vegetables with a quick homemade vinaigrette, or ways to use olive oil in baking instead of butter. By the end, you'll have fresh ideas, renewed confidence, and a simple plan to keep your meals tasty and healthy at the same time. As we dive in, remember that no single food will solve every health concern. However, being intentional with something as routine as cooking oil can be a great place to start. Before we move on, I'd love for you to think about your current favorite dish to cook at home. How might it improve, both in flavor and in health benefits, if you made the switch to extra virgin olive oil? Keep that question in mind. Let's explore what makes this humble pantry item such a powerful ally as we grow wiser and seek to keep our bodies strong. One assumption many seniors have is that all cooking oils are pretty much the same, and the only real difference is the price tag. You might have heard people say, oil is oil, use whatever's on sale. But this view often overlooks the subtle yet critical distinctions between cheaper, mass-produced oils and high-quality extra virgin olive oil. Let's look at Sharon, who is 72 and has spent most of her life buying the store-brand vegetable oil. When her children insisted she try fancy olive oil, she shrugged it off. After all, she was on a fixed budget and saw no reason to pay more for something she assumed tasted the same. Sharon's turning point happened when she noticed her joints aching after her usual morning routine of frying eggs. She'd read that reducing inflammation could help, and a neighbor recommended an extra virgin olive oil that boasted natural anti-inflammatory compounds. Although she was skeptical, Sharon decided to give it a shot. Within weeks, the subtle shift in her cooking routine began to pay off. She noticed fewer aches in her hands when doing simple tasks like knitting. She also realized that she enjoyed the flavor. This oil tasted fruitier and more robust, making her breakfast far more enjoyable. While she still took her usual precautions and medication under her doctor's guidance, the small swap seemed to bring a degree of comfort she hadn't experienced in years. This story highlights something crucial. Quality really does matter. Extra virgin olive oil, or EVOO as it's often called, is produced through a cold pressing method that preserves its nutrients, including polyphenols and antioxidants. Studies suggest these nutrients can help reduce inflammation, which is a big concern for older adults dealing with ailments like arthritis or general joint stiffness. And while it might cost more, investing in a reputable brand can pay dividends in flavor and potential health perks. That's not to say it's a magic bullet. Conditions like arthritis are often complex and require multiple approaches, but using EVOO instead of heavily processed oils is a simple step that can support whatever else you're already doing. If you're worried about the budget aspect, remember that you don't need buckets of this oil to make a difference. A little can go a long way when used strategically. Rather than deep frying foods, you might saute them lightly or use EVOO as a finishing oil drizzled over steamed veggies. This approach helps you stretch every drop while adding both taste and valuable nutrients to your meals. Beyond the possible physical benefits, there's an emotional boost that comes from knowing you're making a conscious, positive choice for your body. It's a daily reminder that you're taking steps toward better health, which can be motivating and empowering. One practical tip is to start slow. You can substitute extra virgin olive oil in recipes that call for other oils, but perhaps begin with a simple salad dressing. Combine 1 part vinegar or citrus juice, 3 parts EVOO, a pinch of salt, and your favorite herbs. Notice how the flavors meld together and pay attention to how you feel afterward. Taking note of improvements, even small ones, can encourage you to keep exploring different ways to use EVOO. In a short time, you might find that its distinct taste and potential health effects become something you look forward to daily. Before we move on, think about one dish you make regularly. It might be a sauce, a soup, or even a quick stir-fry. Envision swapping in an extra virgin olive oil that's rich, greenish golden, and full of the aromas of fresh olives. Imagine the shift in taste, texture, and how that might support your goal of feeling better day by day. This gentle change might be one of the easiest upgrades to your routine. Another common misconception is that an oil's impact on heart health is the same across the board. You might have heard phrases like, oil is oil. If you're dealing with blood pressure or cholesterol, just limit fats altogether. While moderation is indeed key, it's not true that all fats behave the same way in your body. James, a 77-year-old retiree, found this out the hard way. He was struggling with slightly elevated cholesterol levels and decided to cut out nearly all dietary fats. He ate dry toast for breakfast, boiled chicken with no seasonings for dinner, and gave up the idea of cooking with any oil at all. Yet at his next checkup, he discovered that his cholesterol hadn't improved as much as he'd hoped, and he felt fatigued and irritable on his ultra-low-fat diet. At the suggestion of his dietitian, James reintroduced certain types of fats, particularly monounsaturated fats, which are abundant in extra virgin olive oil. Over time, and in conjunction with regular exercise and a balanced diet, his lipid profile began to move in a healthier direction. He also found that his meals tasted better, which made it more likely he'd stick to his doctor's dietary guidelines. This highlights one of the valuable features of EVOO. The beneficial fats and antioxidants can support cardiovascular health by helping maintain balanced cholesterol levels and promoting healthy circulation. Of course, everyone's situation is unique. If you have specific heart conditions or are on medication for high blood pressure, you should discuss any major dietary changes with your healthcare provider. Still, the underlying takeaway is that completely removing fats from your diet isn't always the best route. Instead, focusing on the right kinds of fats, like those found in EVOO, can help support heart health. This doesn't have to mean slathering oil on everything you eat. Small, steady usage, like a teaspoon in your morning eggs, a drizzle over whole grain toast, or a quick sauté of fresh vegetables, can make a difference over time. On an emotional level, many seniors want to maintain a sense of normalcy and joy in their meals. Food is more than just fuel. It's part of our cultural identity, social life, and daily pleasure. By choosing an oil that aligns with your health goals, you don't have to sacrifice flavor. In fact, you might discover that cooking becomes more enjoyable when you know you're also doing something beneficial for your body. Think of it as a small act of self-care that you repeat every day. If you're finding any of this helpful so far, consider sharing your thoughts with a friend. Maybe someone else in your circle is also confused about oils or frustrated with conflicting advice. It can be empowering to learn together. Feel free to pause this video and jot down a quick note or question you'd like to discuss with them. Sometimes just talking about these topics makes it easier to follow through on healthy choices, because you're not doing it alone. Let's address another long-standing belief. Some seniors think that extra virgin olive oil is too heavy or might upset their stomach if they're prone to digestive issues. It's understandable to be cautious if you've had experiences with certain rich foods leading to discomfort. But not all oils cause the same reactions. Nancy, 73, used to struggle with frequent indigestion, which she initially attributed to her love of spicy dishes. Over time, she reduced her spice intake, but still felt bloated after meals. Her doctor mentioned that refined oils could sometimes be harder for the body to process, especially when used in cooking methods that require very high heat. After Nancy switched to a lighter cooking style with extra virgin olive oil, like roasting vegetables at a moderate temperature or gently sautéing lean proteins, she noticed her digestion improved. She didn't eliminate every possible trigger. She still loves a bit of heat in her cooking, but simply swapping the type of oil seemed to ease her discomfort. According to many nutrition experts, the polyphenols in EVOO can actually support gut health by encouraging healthy bacteria in your digestive tract. Again, results can vary from person to person, but a surprising number of older adults report feeling less heavy or less bloated after making the switch. Another overlooked aspect is the potential link between dietary fats and cognitive function. While we're still learning the full story, there's a growing understanding that certain fats, especially monounsaturated fats, might play a positive role in supporting brain health. This is an exciting avenue of research, particularly for seniors looking to maintain sharp memory and mental clarity. No one is suggesting that a drizzle of olive oil is a substitute for proper cognitive assessments or treatments, but it's one more tool in your toolbox. If you're still concerned about the possibility of upset stomach, start with very small amounts, maybe half a teaspoon in a dish, and see how your body reacts. Keep a little journal to note any changes, good or bad. This can give you and your healthcare provider some concrete information. And remember, cooking with EVOO doesn't have to involve frying things to a crisp. In fact, due to its lower smoke point compared to some refined oils, it's better suited for gentle to moderate heat cooking or even used cold over salads and breads. Have you ever shared a meal with someone who commented on how light the food tasted when you barely used any oil at all? That could be you discovering a simpler, more enjoyable cooking style. Take a moment to reflect. What would it be like to feel at ease after each meal rather than weighed down? If that's a goal of yours, extra virgin olive oil might be an ally you hadn't considered before. Now that we've explored quality, heart health, and digestion, let's talk about something that affects nearly all seniors at some point: joint and bone support. Many of us grow up believing that aches and pains are simply an unavoidable part of getting older. While we certainly can't stop the natural aging process, we can often mitigate some of its more uncomfortable effects through targeted lifestyle choices. One concern is that years of wear and tear can lead to chronic inflammation in the body, which in turn may exacerbate conditions like arthritis or general stiffness. Consider Peter, 80 years old, who once enjoyed golfing 3 times a week. Over the last few years, shoulder and knee stiffness made even walking the course a challenge. He tried anti-inflammatory medications, which offered partial relief but came with side effects that concerned him. During one of his visits, his doctor suggested a multi-pronged approach: gentle stretching exercises, a focus on nutrient-rich foods, and mindful use of healthy fats like those found in EVOO. He explained that while no single change would transform Peter's life overnight, combining these strategies could gradually improve his comfort level. Peter started drizzling extra virgin olive oil over his salads and replacing butter with it in simple pasta dishes. He also began a gentle yoga routine at home. Over time, he reported feeling slightly less stiffness in his knees, making it easier to continue with his day-to-day activities. Now, this doesn't mean he's back to golfing 18 holes with zero pain, but the incremental improvements made a real difference to his quality of life. Perhaps even more importantly, taking charge of these small lifestyle tweaks gave him a sense of control and optimism. Why might EVOO help in this area? Research suggests that the antioxidants and healthy fats in olive oil can assist in reducing inflammation markers in the body. The result is often a little less swelling or discomfort, particularly when combined with other healthy habits. If you're dealing with chronic issues, never stop any medication or therapy without consulting your healthcare provider. But do consider how something as simple as choosing the right cooking oil could quietly bolster your joint health plan. On an emotional level, improved mobility or reduced discomfort can have far-reaching benefits. It might mean getting out for a short daily walk without worrying about nagging aches. Or it could be the difference between feeling motivated to move more versus giving up on physical activity altogether. The important lesson here is that small shifts accumulate. Sometimes the difference between feeling old and feeling active lies in the minor decisions we make, day in and day out. If you're skeptical, that's understandable. After all, we often hear grand claims about superfoods. The best approach is to treat EVOO as one piece of a larger puzzle. Combine it with regular stretching, perhaps some light weight-bearing exercises if your doctor approves, and a diet rich in colorful fruits and vegetables. Over time, your joints may thank you. Don't forget to share any noticeable changes, good or bad, with a healthcare professional who can guide you further. If you know a friend or neighbor dealing with similar concerns, consider discussing your experiences together and sharing tips. Often a support system helps us stick to changes long enough to see real results. So far, we've looked at why extra virgin olive oil can outshine other options in terms of quality, heart health, digestion, and joint comfort. Our final major point is all about practical, daily usage. Sometimes seniors are open to trying something new, but have no idea how to integrate it into meals without feeling overwhelmed or bored. Luckily, EVOO is versatile and can quickly become a staple ingredient in your kitchen. Start small. If you're used to using butter or margarine on toast, try brushing your bread with a little olive oil and a pinch of herbs. If you usually saute onions and garlic in vegetable oil, swap in EVOO. Notice the aroma. It's richer, earthier, and pairs beautifully with a wide range of ingredients. Love baking? You can even replace some of the butter in cakes or muffins with olive oil. This works especially well in recipes that feature fruits or nuts. The resulting texture is often moist and tender, and you've added a dose of healthy fats instead of just saturated fats. One concern seniors sometimes voice is the fear of burning the oil during cooking. It's true that extra virgin olive oil has a lower smoke point than some refined oils. The workaround is simple. Use medium to medium-high heat rather than blasting your stovetop at full power. For tasks like stir-fries or roasting vegetables, this temperature adjustment is usually more than adequate. If you need extremely high heat, like frying at very high temperatures, you might opt for a more heat-stable oil. But for everyday cooking, EVOO is more than capable of handling the job. Financial accessibility is another factor. High-quality olive oils can indeed be pricier, but they also tend to have stronger flavors, meaning you don't need to use as much to get the desired taste. Some seniors also choose to have two types of olive oil on hand, a moderately priced one for cooking and a more premium bottle to use raw in dressings or as a finishing touch. This strategy helps stretch your food budget while letting you enjoy the best aspects of EVOO's taste and nutritional profile. When it comes to pairing olive oil with medication regimens or specific dietary restrictions, always seek professional advice. Certain health conditions may call for careful monitoring of fats. However, many doctors and dietitians are supportive of moderate EVOO use due to its recognized health benefits. If you're on multiple medications, especially those affecting cholesterol or blood pressure, bring up your plan to use more olive oil at your next appointment. That way you can work together to make sure it fits into your overall regimen safely. Think of cooking with olive oil as a daily habit that can become second nature. Over a few weeks, you might hardly notice the difference in process, but could very well notice a difference in how you feel. It's an example of a small change that can create a cascade of positive effects over time, from the flavor of your meals to your sense of well-being. By now, you've gained insights into why extra virgin olive oil remains such a powerful ally for adults over 65. You've heard how focusing on higher quality oil can bring a range of benefits, from potential inflammation relief to supporting digestion, and even playing a part in better heart health. While it's no miracle cure, It stands out for how seamlessly it can fit into everyday life. And when you consider that each small step can form part of a bigger journey toward feeling better, it's clear that making a switch to EVOO is worth the effort. Time is our most valuable resource, especially as we age. We want to invest our energy in activities and choices that truly enhance our lives. If you've been thinking, I want to do something for my health, but it has to be simple and realistic, then this could be your moment to act. This is not a call to throw out everything else in your pantry. It's about introducing a single staple that has stood the test of time across various cultures and generations. The subtle improvements may come in the form of smoother digestion, less tension in your joints, or even a modest improvement in cholesterol levels, each contributing to a more comfortable and active lifestyle. Here's a little urgency without alarm. The earlier you integrate healthier habits, the more cumulative the benefits become. Waiting a few more months or years to address dietary issues might mean missing out on a period of potential relief or vitality. Even if you're already managing a condition like arthritis or high blood pressure, using EVOO now can complement your existing treatment plan. Think of it as stacking the deck in your favor, one meal at a time. Imagine yourself a month from now having consistently used EVOO in your cooking. Perhaps your morning routine feels a bit easier on your hands, or you notice you're more satisfied after meals, reducing your urge to snack on less nutritious foods. For those ready to jump right in, your first step can be as simple as purchasing a small bottle of a reputable extra virgin olive oil. Try it in a couple of your favorite dishes. Maybe you'll saute vegetables or drizzle it over some whole grain pasta. If you're looking for more structured guidance, you might pick up a cookbook focused on Mediterranean-style diets, which heavily feature olive oil. If that feels like too big a commitment, start with online recipes or watch cooking videos that show quick and healthy ways to use EVOO. If you're someone who needs a bit more convincing or have concerns about how this might interact with your current medications, consider talking to a nutritionist or asking your primary care doctor at your next appointment. You could also try a shared experiment. Invite a friend or family member to join you in cooking one meal a week with extra virgin olive oil. Compare notes on taste, energy levels, and any changes you observe. This shared journey not only makes it more fun, but also keeps you accountable. By taking these steps, you're honoring your body's evolving needs and making the conscious decision to support your health in a way that respects your wisdom and independence. You're not just adding flavor to your meals, you're adding a protective measure that could enhance your ability to enjoy life's simple pleasures, like a walk in the park or playing with your grandchildren. In essence, you're choosing to invest in yourself one spoonful at a time, and that's a choice that deserves recognition and applause. Thank you for spending your time here and considering how extra virgin olive oil might fit into your lifestyle. May you continue to explore the small yet meaningful changes that keep you active, engaged, and savoring every bite of life.